everybody. I'm Amy from BodyFit by Amy, and this is David.
Hello.
And this is Jeannie. Hello. And today we are remixing Full-Body Sculpt. This was from our wedding workout series that we did many years ago. Yes, many years ago when Jeannie was getting married and David was in the wedding, and we had so much fun. There's a lot of workouts in that series, so check them all out. But we're gonna be remixing. We are, I'm sure, is in the same kind of shape as we were back then, and we look exactly the same. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna have fun with it. We're working with dumbbells today. Make sure you have a couple sets close by if you have them, and of course, I'll give you lots of different options to work to your fitness level. Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do it. All right, go ahead and start marching. So one of the things I have realized with these remix workouts is that I did like a 2-minute warm up back then. Now,
and we need a longer warm up.
I mean, really, we needed a longer one back then, but we were in a hurry to get things done. So we'll do a little bit more mobility, a little bit more of a warm up with this one, but we'll still try to keep it short. So as always, if you need more of a warm up, get it on your own. Let's open our arms right through here. And the fun thing is that when we did this before, we were in a much smaller space.
Yes.
So we have all this space to move, so just do a little side lunge. You know, so nice, you can actually do an overhead press. In both our old spaces, David could not do a shoulder press.
I would go outside.
Yeah. We had so many training sessions where you had to go out of the building to actually get it done. Let's take it right here, flat back down, and then round it up. So this will be fun. Same workout, new space.
So many more creaks of my body.
I know, right? A few years between us. I will say a lot of people love those wedding workouts. Take your hands right here and just stretch your back.
I love them too.
I know, they were really fun to do, and I think people really enjoyed them. And you looked fabulous.
Thank you. We all did.
Yes.
My favorite part was most people kept thinking David was my husband.
I know, right? They're like, aren't they married? No. Let's do a squat and a hinge. I know, if we'd ever been able to get Nick into a workout video, never, but
Never.
he does work out, but he would never be in a video. Not with me, for sure.
He said you do things too fast.
It's true.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that we throw some photos of your wedding here because people did always want to see. Jeannie was a beautiful bride, and we had so much fun.
We ran a 5K before the
We
wedding.
did! I mean, who does that? But Jeannie does.
Thank you. Like your friends that want to run a 5K.
Yes, or they feel like they have to.
Yeah.
But all right, turn to your side. Let's inchworm it out. Just do a couple at your own pace. Walk it out. You guys can high five each other just like old times. And walk it back.
Did we tell them that I also got married on your birthday?
I don't know. Yes, Jeannie got married on my birthday and made us shirts for the 5K. It was the first time Kurt and I were ever away from the baby, from Kai. And then Kurt was like, wait, what? We have to get up early and go run a race?
Yes.
But it was so fun. And then you sent me a little birthday cake at the wedding.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I got married on your birthday.
No, oh my gosh, it's the best day ever. So hold it here, and let's just get that world's greatest stretch. And at your own pace, you can switch it in between. You can do some little rotations. If you want to just hold it, or if you want to switch. Yeah, it was a really fun party.
It was such a fun weekend.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
I know. Such a good time.
So fun. One more each way. This way we're getting our core warmed up as well. And then however you want to get back up, step in, step back, or walk your hands back, slowly roll it up. All right, a little tap and reach, just because that's still in the old video, but and over our heads. All right, so our first circuit, we are working with one dumbbell. Pick something kind of medium, because I'm gonna warn you that we will do some front raises with it. Let's bring those hamstrings up. And everything will go through twice, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, a little bit of right side, left side. But of course, I'm gonna give you options, and some things will work our way into a compound movement, but we'll start with back to basics, and then you can always keep it there, or you can add on little stretch, All right, team, are we ready?
Ready.
All right, so 1 medium dumbbell. So I'm gonna grab my 10.
Okay.
And there are options with this, but we're gonna start with just your basic squat. So you can hold it at that goblet or you can hold it here. I think we did this in the original video, but totally up to you. Close to your body, core in tight. And all we're doing is we're gonna sit low. And then at that halfway point, as we come out of the squat, we're just rotating our body just a bit. Not much, not a press, just rotate. So 45 seconds. Start with the squat in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So sitting low and drive it up. Weight in those heels, core engaged. I don't even have to look at you guys because you are so seasoned now. You have such good form. I'll take a little credit for that. And then now that we're about halfway, let's just add a little rotation. Doesn't have to be much, just to engage the core and get a little bit of that hip mobility. All the way through. We got about 5 seconds to go. For 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, so this one's a little bit of a doozy, but we're gonna like it.
Okay.
So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, stationary lunge. We're gonna drop it down. I want that weight in front. So it is a little bit of a hinge. And then when we come up out of it at the halfway point, we're gonna add a little front raise. Feels like too much, bring those elbows in a bit. You can still do that raise. Otherwise, just keep it with that lunge. We're starting in 3, 2, 45 seconds. Here we go. Down. Whew, you don't have to do the raise yet. Feet hip distance apart. Train tracks.
I just recently told Marker that I didn't know what train tracks meant.
Like, what is hip distance
I
train
know,
tracks
right?
mean?
I was like,
All right, let's add this here.
But now
While you guys do this, well, it is helpful. A couple of videos I started saying like you're straddling train tracks, not on a tightrope. And I think that the visual is helpful.
Yes, it is.
Otherwise, it's something that almost all trainers say, and it doesn't make sense unless you're like, wait, what?
doesn't.
10 seconds. You like how I gave myself a little bit of a break to explain that?
I also like to show everyone what train tracks are.
Right? And relax. So breathe. So I don't know why I did this, but we did these back to back in that first video. You're welcome. So we'll just switch our legs, train tracks, and we'll drop it low. We'll start with just your lunge. Here we go. Just, you know, our heart rate's already up. Our legs are already feeling it. And really paying attention to keeping those shoulders pulled back because we are leaning forward just a bit, but we don't want to round, right? Here we go. And raise. I'm pretty sure I was just using like an 8 back then. You were probably using the exact same weight, and we all know that you guys can lift heavier now.
I know, I was gonna say, I could do heavier on that squat, but this, I don't know if I could.
Yeah. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax.
Ooh.
Meet me down on that. Well, actually, stay up.
Okay.
But put your dumbbell there. Okay. So we're gonna do a little pop back or a walk back. So you can either walk it back or you can jump it back. And we're just gonna do our row each way and either pop back and walk it in. Bring it all the way up. Let's go for it. 3, 2, 1. Here, walk it back. Walk back or pop back, either one is fine. Or you can also split the difference if you wanna walk back on one, pop back on the other. Finding that good plank form and popping it in. Whoo! Bringing that weight up towards your hip, really activate those lats. And up. Oh, there we go.
I can't lie, I pop out and then I step back every other one. I'm like, okay.
That's a good way to do it. 5 seconds. I love that. Alternate your reps.
Alternating.
3, 2, 1. All right, now let's sit down and we'll do a little seated twist. So keeping those shoulders working. So seated, if you need to, you can also sit up nice and tall here. If you're able, lean back just a bit. Weight can be here or no weight at all. We're just twisting, center, twisting. Let's do it. Here we go.
Feel this.
Yep. And lots of things to think about. I'm just gonna point out some good form things here. Their shoulders are back, not letting themselves round and not excessively arching with that rib flare, so everything's pulled in. Thinking about your core creating the movement, so that's what's lowering you back and rotating and bringing you up. Perfect. Second round, maybe we'll add in a little more of a raise. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know.
I like my obliques on this one. So.
Do you like when I like phrase it as a question?
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I
As
say,
if it's up to us.
right? It's like when I say to my kids, do you want to go to bed? Of course not. Good, relaxed stretch. All right, quick sip of water, because we all know I didn't give water breaks back then. And we're doing it all again, but a few little variations if you want.
Can I leave for the coach cam?
You can.
Coach cam.
Yeah.
I love the coach cam.
Except this time, yeah, we can get close. Cheers! I know.
I love
We're using it more as like a third setup for this one, but we can go up there and wave to it.
Sorry
So.
for that. Sorry.
All right, so back to the top with that squat. All we're gonna add, and this is one of those that I'm like, that was a weird move, but all right. So we're gonna add a little rotation without rotating in our knees and our hips. So actually torso rotation. As we go down, the weight comes towards your hip, but you're not twisting. So it's gonna feel a little weird up to center. So we're getting a little mini bicep curl with that rotation at the bottom. But of course, let's start with just your squat.
David got a heavier weight, so I got
Oh, yay, I love it. All right, here we go. Start with your squat. And we'll add that about halfway through. Well, now I feel left out, but that's okay. I have to talk, you guys. I have to take some breaks and point out your good form.
What were train tracks again? I think you
Right?
explained it again.
Maybe we all need a chance to explain the train tracks. So here we go. You're going down by your hip, up to the center. And what's tricky is that I don't want you to rotate in your hips or your knees. So this is like an oblique heavy workout. There's no side planks, but maybe there should be. Bring it up. And relax. There we go. All right, team. So now, speaking of obliques, we're gonna add at the top of this lunge and raise. We're gonna rotate over the knee that's in the front. It's gonna put you a little off balance, but you can do it. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Here we go. So start with just your lunge. You don't have to do the raise yet. Now let's add the raise. And then little rotate. Woo! Get low, high. And then what you have to really think about, speaking of train tracks, is pushing into that front foot to keep you stable. And again, it's rotation in just the torso. Lots of arms, lots of legs. I think in the old video I talk about how going into this workout when we first filmed it, Jeannie asked for arms, David asked for abs, and I was like, and I love legs, so this is perfect. Let's get it all in. 3, 2, 1. Relax.
Okay.
But in a bizarre turn of events, I had us do these back to back. I don't know why. But now we gotta go right into
Different back then.
I was different back then.
older and lighter.
Here we go. Drop it down. Start with just your lunge. Give your arms a little break. But we did film this after I had Kai, so I still wasn't getting a lot of sleep, but here we go. Raise it up. I know, and that's the point. But if it feels like too much, bring it close to your body, and you can still do that rotation. It'll just be a little closer to your center of gravity. This is gonna be the one that we're gonna hear about in the comments.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Sound off, people.
So we never have to do it again. Until we remake this in another 10 years. 3, 2, and 1. All right. So guys, anybody want to guess what we added to this pop back and row?
Push up.
Maybe a push up.
No!
So if you want to, you can walk it back or pop it back. Knees or toes, doesn't matter. 1 push up to 2 rows. I think at some point we're all doing push-up row, and then we correct ourselves.
Okay.
So 1 push-up, 2 rows, bring it back up. 45, let's do it, here we go. Walk it back or pop it back. And you can go knees.
Sorry,
You also can just do the row if you want.
No,
That's okay too. Woo! That's all right. Muscle memory.
Yeah.
Push up. Row, pull towards your hip. 10 seconds to go. That feels like 1, maybe 2 more. Probably just 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a seat, team.
Okay.
Woo!
I love sitting.
All right? Sitting is the best. All right, so taking it back to here. If you want, you can do a little press or even straight arms, but I don't know why we would do that, have people and all that. So if you'd like to add a little press in the center, you can. Otherwise, just that twist. You decide how far you want to go back, if at all. In 3, 2, 1. Focusing on your breathing. So maybe our heart rates are up a little.
This is where I start forgetting about 4.
Right.
So I need to remind
So just take your time. And now doing this, Jeannie knows what it's like to film for a YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna link hers below. If you have babies and toddlers, which many of you do, or even older kiddos like mine, they love it. Happy you're here.
Yes. Following in your footsteps.
Ah, well, I taught you everything I know. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch. Water one more time, y'all. Check out the coach cam if you want. I think we can still use it. We can still use it. Hi. Cheers, y'all. Cheers. I mean, we were already like in the old one, like halfway through the second circuit at this point.
Oh my gosh.
But good thing we actually get to breathe. I actually said in the beginning of this one, I said, in between the 45 seconds, I'll give you time. You can either do some cardio or you can get water. Like it was like an either or. There was no in between. That's how I was back then. All right, so this time we're gonna add a second dumbbell. So why don't you go to the 20s, I'll take the 15s. And
Sorry, what
yeah,
15 is there?
and anytime, Jeannie, you wanna switch to heavier, you can.
I will happily take the 10s.
Yes. All right, so here's what we got. This one's kind of fun. You're gonna start with those dumbbells. They're all fun, right? Dumbbells down by your side. Again, train tracks. It's a hinge out of that lunge, so a little half lunge, half hinge. At the bottom, you're gonna do the row, set them back down, drive up out of it. So you don't have to do any weighted work with your legs, but you're still gonna feel it. So think, right? So think getting low, hinge it here, pull from the ground, set them back down, and here. And we'll get right side, we'll get something else, and then we'll get the left side.
Oh, love that.
Yes. So into your train tracks, core engage. Start with your weights down.
Okay,
Yep.
Sorry, I definitely stopped.
And here we go. Let's drop it down. So lunge and hinge, row at the bottom, set them down, and drive them up. So the idea with this is just that you are forced to get really low in those legs. So they're working even without the weights. And then having to pull from the ground, similar to that plank row we just did a bunch of times. You really have to use those lats to pull from the ground. And really take your time, especially if you got the long legs,
Yes.
like me and Jeannie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
I always think about rowing up to the hip.
Yes, it makes a difference.
It
I think
does.
5 seconds. I've been trying to cue that more because then we really activate lats and get out of, last one, that out of our upper back and shoulders, which can be
Yes.
kind of tough. So if that was your right leg forward, we're gonna have that right dumbbell down, left dumbbell here. We're gonna start with a little side bend. Halfway through, we're gonna add a press. If that press is not right for you, just a side bend. Again, this is an oblique workout apparently.
Yeah.
So,
I'm just nodding and nodding.
yes. All right. So one dumbbell at your shoulder, one at your hip. It's really small. It's just your obliques, but halfway through, we'll add a press. Let's do it. Here we go. So small And it's a little tricky because, you know, in later years, we mostly just do windmills,
Right.
which I think we'll do in our second round because we do that more often now, right? It's a better exercise. But if we want to add a little press, good thing I have these 15s. Whew. So it's a small lateral flexion. What you're not doing is rotating, right? It's just lateral flexion. And then that press gives you a little extra. 10 seconds. Right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them down. All right,
That's
team.
the one where I can reach all the way up and just
Yes, in the old space, and you can see it in the old video, you're kind of like halfway pressing because you couldn't do it. And now we have all the space. All right, so other foot forward with those dumbbells. I'm just gonna flip around. And again, same idea, hinge and row, get really low, pull the weights towards your hips, come up out of it. Woo, 45 seconds, and then we'll get the other side with that side bend. Here we go. Drop it low, row, and all the way up. Yep. And you can have a slight bend in that back knee, but if it feels better to have a little more of a straight leg and more of that front hinge, that works too. Yeah, whatever gives you more stability.
I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, no, either one is fine because it still is about that front leg. And drive it up. Ooh. Right? Because even without weights, because we're low, we're coming out of it. 10 seconds, take your time. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Yeah. Love it, yeah. All right, so we're taking it up to here. Little side bend at the halfway point. If you want to add that press to the ceiling, you can. Here we go, start small. Lateral flexion, not a rotation. Small, ooh. Zip up that core, and then as you're ready, press, small bend. Woo, right? I know. Look at that, I'm just gonna admire how high you can go. We still have so much more space up there. Oh, we should have built this years ago. Woo! Keep it going, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe for a second. All right, team. So we're gonna take it to just a regular deadlift, but I want you to keep those medium-ish dumbbells because halfway through we're gonna add a curl. So you've got those weights. It's your regular hinge, your regular deadlift. Just here to here, drive the hips to the back, bring it up. At the halfway point, we'll do a hinge and then bicep curl. If that's getting too heavy, you can alternate with your curls or keep them together or
You
just
guys
the
are
deadlift.
strong, you can do it.
Thank you. Here we go. Just your hinge and drive it up. Remember, you're shutting the car door.
Sweating.
I know, me too. I always forget, I love having guests in this space, but I forget it increases the body heat a bit. And you guys don't know this, we're doing this at like 7 o'clock at night, so it's not that hot. Let's add our curl right here. Down. Here. Looking good, you guys. So strong. Yes. I think one more. Take it here. And up. Meet me on the mat. This
Okay.
is the last move of this circuit. Here's what we got, team. It's just a plank, and we're pulling that weight through. So if you need to stay on your knees here or knees here, you can. Otherwise, weight to the side, reach under, pull it across. And you're trying to keep those hips square. They're gonna move a little bit, that's okay. But really reach through, pull the weight so you get a little bit of that rotation. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Reach under. And you really can do this either way, but I like to reach under because I feel like we get more of those obliques as we go through. Trying to keep those shoulders and elbows right above the wrist, making sure you're not sliding back as you get tired. We're here. One of the things also about that old workout is we're all wearing really colorful shoes.
Yeah.
And now we all have on white shoes. Which makes sense. And whoo, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch it back. Yeah, the fashion is very different.
Yeah.
So different.
I remember thinking, I was like, oh, these bright yellow laces are so.
I know, and we all had them. I know, it's crazy. All right, team, quick sip of water. We're gonna do it all again. We'll make some adjustments. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whew.
Cold. Everyone else to go heavier, so I'm gonna switch with you.
Yes, I love it. Makes me so happy. All right, here's the adjustments we're gonna make, guys. So we're gonna take it, we're gonna hang on to those dumbbells the whole time. Your motion,
Okay, I can.
yeah. Your motion is still the same. You're gonna drop it with that hinge, row at the bottom, come up out of it. But we're just gonna keep those weights in our hands. Thank you, you just made my life a lot easier. Then we're gonna take it to the, instead of that side bend and press, we're gonna take it to that windmill, which is something most of us are more familiar with. Do you wanna switch?
No, I'm here down.
Okay, all right. If you want to switch on the windmill, we can do that too. All right, 1 foot forward, train tracks. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So lunge and hinge, row at the bottom, step up out of it. Or push up out of it, rather.
Now, Amy, sometimes when I come out of lunges,
Yes.
my legs means my legs are too far apart. But I want to step.
Yeah, I mean,
Am I putting too much pressure on the back foot?
no, I think some of that is our muscle memory because we often do that.
Yeah.
Reverse row or forward, or reverse lunge or forward. But you could bring that back foot in a little bit and you're just bending a little bit more on the bottom. That is totally fine too, because you're still gonna get that hinge motion. Let's get 5 more seconds, guys. 3, 2, 1. No, you're right. Thanks, thank you. All right, so if that right foot was forward, turn that left foot out. And again, just like our regular windmill, if you want to take it high, if you want to take it low, if you want to do the press into it, it's going to look like this. This is what we're going for. We're going to do the press, windmill, bring it back in. You can rack it here, you can just rest it on your shoulder. If that's not right for you, just keep a regular windmill low or high. Let's get it done, team. You can do it.
I'm going to do
If you need to, we can switch. Here we go. Spotting the weight up top, which is what we call that with the kettlebell, spotting the bell with a dumbbell. And then this one is lateral flexion. We get a little bit of a hinge, but we also are rotating a bit. Our shoulders coming down. How you doing, Jeannie?
Don't zoom in on my face.
Okay. You are every person on the other side, I promise. They're all feeling this. 15 seconds. I would be the same if I still had that 15. Thinking about your core lifting up through the pelvic floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. All right, team. So other foot forward, whatever foot you didn't do before. We're gonna hold on to them. Jeannie, you good?
Yes, I'm
Okay. We're gonna do that lunge into hinge, row at the bottom, step about it. So I would say start with your back foot a little closer and just allow it to drop down. All right, shoulders back, core engaged. Last time we're doing this is really our last lunge. Here we go.
Yes.
Row and up. See, new Amy would be like, you know what? We already did something similar. Why don't we do a side lunge or a curtsy lunge? Why not just keep it the same and do lots of obliques? Remember to keep that chest low. It's very tempting to want to come up out of that row. Drive it up. Hinge. Ooh.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep my
I'm losing my balance rate. 5 seconds. 1 or 2 more, whatever you got.
Go, Rumi.
Last one. Yes. Woo. And relax. All right, last time with that windmill. Turn it out. Remember, you can do the press. You can hold it up top, or you can keep it high or low. Up to you. Here we go. Up and down. And bring it in. And you can go as slow as you need to. So I want you to have good form.
My arm is shaking.
Right?
Got this.
The good news is that then we go to the mat. We have a quick little circuit on the mat. Right through here. Bring it in. Take a page from Jacqueline. Good job, Jacqueline. Good job, Amy.
Good job, Jacqueline.
She did that in our workout last week, reminding me that we should all congratulate ourselves. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Give your hands a little break. Woo. And we're gonna take it to that hinge with that curl, just like we did.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. And then we have a plank pull through, and then this one is done. All right, so get ready. Deadlift, go heavy, you can do it. Here we go. In 3, and 2, 1. Here we go. Take it down, up, and curl. If you want to switch it to that hammer curl, you can do that too. Shoulders pulled back. Drive the hips to the back, slight bend in the knees. And down, up.
One of the comments on the old video was, oh, I like the sound effects. It goes with my own grunts. And we're still grunting today.
We're still grunting, maybe more.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we keep the music down low. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax.
Good job, Brittany.
Good job.
This is the part of the workout where David really encourages me.
Yes.
I look like I'm slowly melting.
Bring it down. This plank pull through. We're not adding anything fancy to it. You just find your plank, reach through, pull it through. 45 seconds. Then we'll grab some water, and then we're staying on the mat. You got this.
Yay.
All right. Wrap that core. Zip it up. Lift up on that pelvic floor. Push up out of those hands. In 3, 2, 1. Reach through. Here we go. Woo. Right.
I can't lie. I switched to a 5, and it's amazing how much lighter.
I know, right? It probably feels like nothing.
I switch.
Here, I got you. I got
Thank
you.
you. I actually appreciate it.
But I mean, that's literally what we used to work out with a lot. And we're too strong for that now. Way through. Staying lifted. Tighten those legs. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of not sure when I started that timer, but let's just 5,
It wouldn't
4.
be a workout with you.
Right, it wouldn't be the first time. 3, 2, 1, stretch it back. All right, everybody grab some water. Hang out right where you are. We are going to the mat.
Yeah.
And we can't quite remember, but we, for some reason, only did this circuit once. We think it was a timing thing, and maybe we did it twice, but the camera cut off.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do it once. We have 3 exercises. We got some core. Jeannie, you decide if you wanna do those 15s, or I'll switch with you. Here's what we got. I'm gonna show you all 3 really quick.
Okay.
We're doing our chest press.
Yep.
We'll add a bicycle. We're just gonna go ahead and add it right in.
Okay.
Then we're gonna take it to triceps and bridge. We held this bridge, so let's hold your bridge. Take it here. If that's not right for you, do a close press. And then we did a full crunch where we did that, extending it out.
Ooh.
And we have so much space now, so let's use it.
Our heads here.
Well,
Or no.
yes, but then we'll have to flip for when we extend the arms. But we could do our heads together.
Okay.
Oh yeah, do that. Okay, but don't get each other with those dumbbells. Okay. I'll come spot. I'll get you going. I'll come spot. All right, so we're bringing it here. If the bicycle is not right for you, you can just do little toe taps or keep it up in tabletop. Start with that press, get your rhythm going, and then into that bicycle in 3, 2, 1. So pressing it up and in, and then slowly with the core,
Do you care if the toes pointed or feet flexed?
I don't care. I think whatever gives you the best form. Sometimes people are really used to that Pilates, like pointing your toes. For some people, they cramp up a little bit because you're contracting. So you almost give yourself a little bit of a stretch if you flex. So it does not matter to me. Oh, this reminds me of when I used to train you guys. And I'd be like, I'm just gonna, here we go, 15 seconds.
You're like, I'm just gonna sit here and talk about life and what I do.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
I love it. Yep. Yeah. And then I mean, when we were training, I really was like, oh, I think it's time. I think it is actually time. Relax them down for a second. Jeannie, do you want to keep those for tries or you want to go 10s?
I'm gonna go, I'll try with 15s and then I'll
Try this. Yep. Okay. So triceps, bending them down. We're going to keep the bridge up if you can so we get those glutes and hamstrings. Yep. There you go. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1.
Wait,
Here we go.
hold the bridge?
Yes. Hold the bridge.
I stopped listening.
No, you're fine. That's my job, not yours. So remember, if you're starting to feel like you want to move through those shoulders, we want to be elbow extension. And a little trick is if you're feeling that, you can shift these back just a little. And then just like we used to do, right?
It really is quite dangerous.
I know, right? That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Pounds coming at my head.
Right. I got you. And I'm just talking to the camera like nothing is, I got
He's
you.
strong.
Safety first. They used to sometimes be on the mat doing core stuff, holding hands for support.
Yes.
We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set them to the side, no more weights. Find your space. We're gonna do this full crunch. So we got all the space in the world, or more than we used to at least. So yeah, maybe here. All right, so whatever you need this to be, if you want to keep it small, you can. What we did, I think, was small and then big reach out. Up to you. If you'd rather just keep a bridge or something, little toe tap, that works too. Otherwise, let's bring it here.
Okay.
Here we go. Everything in and then extend it out. Woo, right? Really think about that deep core, zipping everything up. If you need to keep those feet a little higher, if that feels better for where you are. And extend it out. Oh,
I feel my back coming up a little.
so keep your feet a little higher.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And see if that helps. Because sometimes it's just a matter of like just gravity, right? It doesn't mean that you're not strong there. It means that as your legs go out, it's pulling you a little bit. So if you keep them a little higher, you'll still keep that contraction for 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in. Yes, team. All right, you know what we didn't do in the old video was a bonus move.
I was just gonna say
It
that.
kind of feels like we need one.
Just remembered we weren't doing that all again.
I know, everybody's like, 1 quick set.
Yeah.
Any suggestions? Any?
I don't care. Whatever.
All right. I'm gonna have a thought. Okay, let's come up onto our feet. So we don't have a swing in this at all, even though we're using dumbbells. So what if we get a swing right here? Our skier swing. Let's swing for 3. Let's do a clean, and let's do a squat and a press.
Okay.
Why not?
Do you want us to
swing?
face forward or face each other?
Let's face forward.
Okay.
Are you good with those, or
Yeah,
you want
no,
these?
I'm fine. You said like just a swing, and then you said
Just a swing and then 3 more things? Yes, you knew what I meant. All right, guys, so shoulders back, core engaged. Let's get 60 seconds, hinge it here. Here we go. Prep it and then drive it up. 3, 2, clean. And then we're gonna squat and press. So 3 swings, clean, squat, and press. Get low. Get high. Yes. Drive up through those hips. Take it down and up. And just think of how far we've come with our swings, you guys.
I know.
I so remember the first time we did them in a training session. Here we go. Spoiler, it's hard. Things are harder when you're 6'5", right? Oh, 15 seconds. Yes, we can get 1 more. And down and up. You did it. Set those weights aside I said, can we get this 32-minute workout in less than 40? I think we did it, you guys. Just under. Grab some water, we'll get a quick stretch.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, water.
Yeah. Good job, you guys.
Yeah.
Just as fun as the first time.
Yes.
So, can we now have your wedding again so we have something to look forward to? Oh, that was so fun. Whew. So guys, let us know how you felt in the comments. We love reading that. We will all go back and read it.
I want to know.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know if we should do this move again in like every workout, right? Take those knees out, little stretch here. We also didn't do much of a stretch in those old workouts, so.
We're old now, so we have to do that.
We do have to do that. So please make sure that you get more mobility.
It's amazing how much the mobility.
It's so different, right? I know. And just how important recovery is just in general. You know, I've been preaching it for years, but.
Well, I'm going to do a little plug. We did a little mobility complex workout on Amy's channel this morning. So we were nice and stretched out, and I was still sweating.
There we go. Yeah, these guys, how often do you work together? Work out together?
3 times a week.
3 times a week on Zoom, right?
With each other and you.
Yes, with me.
Play at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, they press play at the same time before work, and similar to what we used to do when you guys would come to my house at
That's
6
right.
a.m.
Exactly.
It was always 6 a.m. or like 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Those were our workout hours.
Now you just don't know how much we're trash talking.
Yes,
Workout.
Find a buddy if you got one. Get a little quad stretch or the wall. Yes.
Sometimes when they're bad, he's like, I'm leaving a comment.
I would love if you especially if it's under your actual name, because people will just love it. They'll be like, of course, he gets it.
It is. You can find them. That's how he's real.
Yeah. I've tried to be nicer.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Listen, you know I just take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
This community, they call it when they use their workout words.
Yes.
So we get it. Oh, all right, guys, get some more stretching on your own, but I think that's enough for today. What do you think?
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Sweaty hug. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do it all together. One big deep breath in. And out. You did it. That was your full body sculpt workout. Great job, everybody.